tip number 8 is about using the Shift key to do a number of different shortcuts. So I'm going to show you how to select multiple objects, nudge objects in small increments, and also make a perfect circle or straight line. The Shift key has a lot of great options it gives you. You can also combine the multiple object selection, which I'll show you, with the Control key, which is found in another video, to get options for alignment and distributing. So overall, Shift key, great key for a lot of shortcuts. So let's get started. So the first way that I use Shift key a lot is to select multiple objects. So let's say, for example, these speech bubbles, I'm just not quite happy with the fill color. If I click on one, hold the Shift key down, and click on the another one, it will select both. Anything that I do, so if I switch the fill color, it's one click, but it will affect both of them. And so it's just a really nice shortcut for one click to change multiple things. You can select more than two, so I can click here, hold Shift, click there. But if you can select, I don't even know, I've probably done up to 10 things. You could probably do more by holding the Shift key down. So selecting multiple objects is great. Another thing that the Shift key helps you with is nudging. So normally when you click an object and then use the arrow keys to move it, it moves in pretty small increments, but let's say it's not exactly lining up with where you want. If you hold the Shift key down as you do the arrow keys, you'll notice the increments that it allows you to move in are a lot smaller. So I'm going to move this speech bubble here, and then I can hold the Shift key and it just allows just a lot smaller movement. So it allows you to nudge. Another great thing about the Shift key is helps make a perfectly straight line. So choose a line to select. Now if I draw a line, you can see it's kind of hard to see with that color on black, but it's not always easy to make a perfectly straight line. However, if I go to draw the line and hold the Shift key down, I'm holding it down, then I click and drag, it makes a perfectly straight line. So that's a great tool for it. I don't need those, so I'm going to delete. But I also want to show how it makes a perfect circle or square as well. So if I go to the shapes and choose circle, if I just click and drag and try to get that perfect circle, I probably can ballpark it and get pretty close. But if I do the same while holding the Shift key down, so hold Shift, click and drag, you can't not make a perfect circle. So the Shift key allows you to do that with squares as well. So that's great. Something else the Shift key lets you do, you can combine the Shift key with multiple selection of objects to do an alignment. And I'm just going to show you on a whole new slide what that can do. So let's say I needed a whole bunch of squares, but I wanted them to be in a vertical line. I can click and drag to select them all, similar to the Shift key. And when I hold the Control key down on them, I can go to my pop-up menu. I can see some other menus like distribute, align, horizontally or vertically. So let's take a peek at what that might do for you. So if I say align horizontally to the left, that lines them all up on the left. The distribute is a great one if you're trying to evenly space things out. So let's say I have this square down here, and I highlight them all, this marquee drag to select, hold Control and choose distribute. I can choose distribute vertically, and then it puts them all spaced evenly. So that's a great one. Let's try with circles. So let's say I had these circles here and I wanted them to be horizontally lined up. So I can click to marquee, drag over, and again I can say I want to align them that way. And let's say I wanted to distribute them evenly across horizontal. So I can say distribute horizontally. That'll pop them there. But I want them to be lined up on the top. I can go distribute vertically to the top, and it will do that for me. So clicking and dragging to marquee and select, hold down the Control key, gives you a lot of options. It just helps with lining stuff up. If you're kind of a perfectionist and you want that, you can align, again, horizontally, vertically, or you can distribute horizontally or vertically. So I hope that helps you making your slides look very neat and clean if that's what you're going for.